It's first day. I didn't expect to wake up this early, but the reason why I'm up so early is because my university hasn't really resolved my problem of my timetabling and my modules. So it's not showing up on my feed at all, and I have no clue about classes I have and what time I need to attend them to. So I'm waking up this early just to go to the student office and resolve this issue ASAP, because it stresses me out because I don't want to be already behind from day one, right? And that's just bad. It's just bad. And the worst part is that I couldn't even pre-study because all the modules are not showing up on Blackboard. And yeah, hopefully this gets fixed by the time I arrive today. Let's go. I'll show you around. I need you to back it up. Yeah, back it up. So for my final year, I decided to live in a city. Why, you may ask? Well, my reasoning was, if I were to live in a city, every time I go on campus, I would be more likely to stay on campus and study, instead of my usual past self where, when I live close by, I would get lazy and go home. I'm setting myself here an environment to study and focus better in my work. Unlike my other years where I just had fun all the time. Nobody but no. Nobody but no. Just came here, pick up some of the books that I ordered and borrowed and collect them at the reception. And yeah, I just wanted to say that the issue resolved quite quickly. And yeah, I know my timetable and my modules now. And I just wanted you guys to give an overview of my semester 1 and the modules that I'm taking. My first semester contains 4 main modules, which is individual project, engineering management and law, robotic system, and control system design. Individual project, it's quite a self-explanatory module. To give you an overview, it's basically a project that you take on in your final year that you're interested in, the topics, and then you either do research or develop a technology for your interest, which is also should be aligned with your supervisor. But for me, I have not picked and choose what things I want to do yet. I'm still discussing with my supervisor and we still have to meet up. So we'll see about that because that module wasn't actually on Thursday. As for engineering, management and law, luckily it's actually my next class. So let's find out together what it So what is engineering management and law? Well, engineering management and law has to do with everything with managing a business, managing a startup, or even just to become a competent engineer. And so it has to do with everything that is non-technical. Things like finance, law, marketing, and so on. Now you may ask, what has law has to do with everything? Well, if you think about it, contracts is a big thing. And formation of contracts and how to deal with contracts, what kind of terms and conditions are there, and stuff like that, and so on. Other things in terms of law is all consumer electronics also abide certain laws, such as EMC, which limits the electromagnetic interference the electronic device can give out or interfere. And that's just one example. It's about 12 p.m. now. I'm starting to get hungry, so I went and grabbed some lunch at the cafeteria. During lunchtime, I usually eat with my mates. However, all of them graduated already and left uni, because they didn't take a year off like me to intern. And so yeah, I'm all here alone on campus with nobody to eat with. A bit sad, but it is what it is. Well, for lunch, I went and got myself a chicken burger, as you can see, and with fries. I was reluctantly surprised when I arrived at the cafeteria, looking at the menu, because I've forgotten how cheap cafeteria lunch was. For the price, the taste was quite decent. Just look at me eat. Well, after I finished my lunch, I head over to my next class. As you can tell, yeah, I went to the wrong building, so I had to go back. So my next class is actually near the physics building, so it's on the other side. So yeah, I'm walking back right now. For the next class, I did not really recall because I wanted to pay attention. And so when I usually do want to pay attention, I usually sit in the front. It's kind of weird and awkward to record it in front because everybody behind you can see and your professor can see you. And so I'm just going to explain to you here what my modules are about. So for control system design, what this module is about is control theory. And this year, what we really are dealing with is more about modern control, whereas 2 years ago, where I took my first control module, was more about the classical control, dealing with like bolt plot, root locus, Nisquik, dealing with just input and output, single input and single output of a system, and measuring its stability that way. This year, however, we're looking at modern control. So what is modern control? Modern control looks at state equations and state variables. So what this means is that we look at the state in terms of the system. For this course, it's very math heavy and it's really hard to understand, because for my first lecture, he literally just straight dived in to matrices, diagonalization, singularity, non-singular matrices, and oh my god, Jordan matrix. I was just lost. I was gone. And by the end of it, I asked him like, well, so how does this this year module relate to last year? And he just pointed at the board, and I was losing my mind. I was like, this guy is not saying anything that makes sense. And so I told my friend about it while I was walking to my next class, and he heard behind me, and he's like, and he yelled, I did answer your question. And then he further told me about like a story about an American mathematician, just to give a point that all the answers are in the math. And I was just like, fuck, I need words, man. I don't understand because I haven't touched math for like 2 years. And so both me and my friend just laughed at the story because we really didn't get the point back then, but now we do. And yeah, I guess it's gonna be a tough season for me because I think I'm on his blacklist. So yeah, so after class, I just wait for the bus. Here, just filming by myself, looking awkward. But that's it for my day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you wish to see more of these kind of vlogs, kind of hard, not gonna lie, because I'm kind of focused right now in uni for my final year. But yeah, if you want to see it, do comment below. I'll try and make more of it. And I'll see you guys next time.